The family guitar, a wish to hear you both duet, a gift I could not give myself, a $20 guitar I bought from a stranger in the rain, a parking lot, me not counting my change right, forgetting everything, having to fix so many mistakes. The family guitar, which never got played by anyone. Upon further inspection, cracked and offset, buzzing on one string, and you never knew, because you never touched the damn thing. Soft, what feeling breaks up beyond my throat, a cough which settles and burns there, the way I want you, and the way I only want you, but the way we both are avoiding further heartache. I pull a chair out, the seat of my heart, and leave a place marker, for you, just for you, and I wait patiently there, both until I can get a hold of myself, and until the grief and anger goes away. I want to give this place to you at a time better than this, but be assured, as I want to assure only you, that I will be waiting for us both to arrive. You stop and show me a portal. Pausing there, someone cuts in. I want to keep you forever. The portal's surface shows glinting images of you. Hair grayer, you walk over to my cabin and you fuck me. I stare at my reflection in the portal. I look at my other directions. I look at the vastness of space-time. I look at the way my path decays. I see you and, appreciating your enthusiasm, enthusiastically, I grip you by the hand, spreading wide the opening of the portal. We slip in between surfaces, space mirrored and fuzzy from all the electricity between us. And I pause, first steps into our home, and I look at you, and I sigh out all my grief and relief at the sight of your face. The more they know, and the more I hold you, and the more they will continue to know, and the way I won't be afraid of it. You both drink of my water, whether I want you to or not. You walked into the room and hear a familiar song. You begin to sing, then realize I'm playing one of your favorites. You smile at me in recognition. I've saved this song since you showed it to me several months ago, and I've been listening to it non-stop. You said you liked being someone's plaything, lifted up and swung around. You showed me your neck where they bit you. I have spent months not getting bit, just in case you noticed or cared. And you tell me, finally, that you don't care. For when I made up my mind. When my heart house was struck by lightning, catching fire, we saw each other, you, outside, on that green grass, our eyes kissed first, and, leaping out the window of that flaming family home, the soft landing of your arms saved me. That you noticed me when others did not, that you recognized me, means everything to me. The past few days out with them, the song you showed me that week I stayed over began playing over the loudspeaker. 2 different places, 2 times a day, but each with my spouse, and, when they want my focus, all for them, my ear catches the tune on the overhead speaker, and I begin thinking of you, and I told you each time this happened. You tell me it's actually a sad song, but I perceive it as a question. Will I see you again? I choose to, again and again. The sun of my eyes gazes upon ye, resting across from me. Fresh air crisps around us, and birds chirp in the distance. You photograph me watching you. In the image, I appear as if a constellation, swirling mass, a concentration around my face. and the sun in my eyes gazes upon ye, gazing back at me in that clear, perfect morn. The final straw. The final straw, the threshold into change, came when you refused me access to my own car key. My Jungian psychologist friend tells me that this is an attempt at controlling my autonomy and ego. Others notice the bad behaviors. You don't. You tell me you're being reasonable. I won't go into everything. I just know I'm not being treated the way I should by a spouse. The love of my life would never treat me this way. The way I have to beg for necessities and access to my own resources. The way you claim everything that's mine. The way my space is constantly invaded. The way I haven't known why or if you really love me. The final straw came when your boundaries included access to me, control of me, no concessions on your end, just full control of me doing whatever you want, and me having to listen indefinitely, the way I ask repeatedly for space, and you lead me into my room and sit down on my bed first, the umpteenth time I am compelled to share dinner with you. I want space and time, and you don't listen. You play nice to my face, but don't mean it. The way I didn't trust the niceness, how I knew better, and I was right. The final straw is where you can no longer trick me into being controlled, so you stonewall. The love of my life would have never been convinced by anybody that they should not love me, that I was bad, that I was unworthy of love or kindness. The real love of my life would never. The final straw came when I realized this. Turned over, the soil of my heart, where once you bloomed so bright, back into the dirt from whence you came, sowing seeds of grass in your stead. Ursa and Pleiades. Across the hilltop, you lean into the portal between here and there, as I wait patiently for you to stretch your legs, and I see you leaning in 3 still images. You look, smiling at me. You look down. You return your gaze to me. And when you look down, crystallized there, your spectacles, the image of blooms not yet given, pondered, smiling at me, and smiling at what you are about to do. I could not keep them. Baby, these blooms are yet still full of life. Please return them to the hillside to continue living. And we exchange back from whence they came. Yet the moment there of you smiling at yourself, smiling at me, as I smile back at you, stays forever in our head. And peaceful there, a field of green and stillness within the wandering waves of tall, swaying grass. And Pleiades there wanders the flaming hillsides in the years past boiling. They write poems about the moment in which Ursa chases them back inside when they became lost in the dark. And the swirling words in clay, galaxies recorded in sediment, between hands of those who have returned to the earth, call back to you when you ran away into the night. And layers portaled there between these moments are caught between dreams and the reality in which I find myself in your arms. The silence between us, ghosts to each other, we unhaunt this house of all our things, packed separately. The face I don't look at anymore, when, before, all I saw was you. That face, which I won't look at, casts eyes down and away whenever I am near, and my own gaze, hidden, cast out in the opposite direction. At the crossroads at which we find ourselves, we decide that we must part ways. I know in my heart I am already gone, before I've even spoken one syllable of my leaving. And you pause, trying to learn to hear all the things I've said, But your grief hasn't set in yet, and I've already been weeping. I'm dying in your arms. In your arms, I am dying. Reflective surface of my stars, stared into unwise, against direction and advice. You burn your retinas, and your curses at me bounce off the waves of my lights, louder than they were given. You tell each other legends of my star's curse, never noticing it was always only your own words. Shy fading star, around which you pointed your wishes, speaks plainly. Forever and right now are not always the same thing. As my comet passes again, you sigh. It would be more special if I was rarer. The grief in which you harvest your wheat every time I circulate. The grief in which I notice your smile fade. It's raining, but I'm still waiting for the sun to come out. The silence in my ears when I think about losing you, and not just for what you do, as I can do those things for myself, but I think about a weird kid going unseen, very truly unseen. I know the dangers of all our old patterns lie a minefield before us, but I very much want to not be afraid. Attached like a moon, instead of like two suns circling each other. I want you like a sunbeam and not like something perfect on a shelf. Not the object of my affections, but like the way I repeatedly realize when the sun beams and warms me, the way that love I feel for you takes genesis in me, my cells excited at your touch. I want you like how a plant reaches for its star, or how its leaves plumps when it's wet, the facts of your existence reverberating off my own. Black hole. The star crystallizes in her thoughts. Of you, she wants everything. Frozen in space there, her natural eminence turns inward, crushing and warping everything in her stead. Pleiades to Ursa. I don't see anyone else being who you are around here. Is it possible for this limb, ever poisoned, to never return? The way it was can no longer be. There's a grief there, at this grave for poisoned limb. What if you could have bloomed? What if, happy in my face as we beamed full at each other, but we stare at this spot severed from the rest, and the worst death is when you stop wondering what could have grown there. Nobody can ever make up for all the things done to me. It is no one's responsibility. I just have to grieve. Cosmology of the ether, in which our feelings take all precedence, our hearts beating against each other in the vast clear dark. The sky, the ether, space itself is fully peopled in with spirits. Our mind's eye and the thought with which it moves, our ideation, is the only true thing that exists. We are the eternal audience. Reality is donned in costumes to play our roles, but the action is all ad lib. With the realization, with lucidity in this dream called waking, we can take full control of our actions and thoughts while waking. Yes, various realities could exist before us. The uncertainty before the choice, clouds forming stars. We burn bright in our knowledge that we can never truly be fully destroyed. We burn hot around our hearts. Gravity forms with intention. Connection being the only true thing. Our thoughts being the genesis of connection. The cloud begins to form. A thought of you. And you, your tendrils burning in the dark, begin to reach towards me as you hear my syllables tone. pulsating familiar. You turn to look. The star, beaming bright, and all our flowers begin to bloom out of the graves of everything we used to be. Our intentions were pure, to grow and exist, and yet people always prune what they think should die. The problem was wrong thinking, the trap, the maze within the eye of the beholder. And despite those crystalline shores, shining pearl-like in an eternal dance with our moon, despite the fact that snails drink your tears, despite that, when you cry, someone else holds your head, and you cry anyway, because the ocean is always thirsty, and your grief needs to live somewhere. Grief watering the lawn around my house, both blooming and dry, dragonflies and wasps. I told you I was leaving you, and you had nothing to say. It was just another argument to you. And this is the statement which answers my question. What would reality be like if I stayed here, in this burning fucking house? Dead dahlias on the porch, a future that will never be. Will my hand stop reaching for you in the dark, now that my heart understands you more clearly? Will I hold myself back because you cannot be in love with me? I will be your friend and allow you to love me in the way that you can. You are too special to me to do anything else. My hand did continue to reach for you, your softness in the dark, and my hands did wrap around you, and I did kiss the back of your head. And when I finished loving upon you, I returned my hands to rest under my head, and you slept so calmly, so peacefully. I think about the way in which you flower before me as we gaze at the intention in each other's eyes, and the way you are so warm around me, and the way I don't ever want to stop. Giant insects crawling upon the earth, again in the years past boiling. Hillsides smoking flames, and trees all like spent matchsticks. Cicadas chirping constantly. All our blood sucked by everything left alive. Sun. The sun constantly in our eyes. And thirst never quenched. Slime on everything. Not everything died, but the constellation of your body sprawled out on the ground. In sorrow, I sit at your feet, crying awful tears. Floating through great voids, aflame in invisible fire, Ursa carries Pleiades out through the portal they open together, a gentle touch upon the quivering wall of space-time, rippling the epicenter, the opening. They escape the danger in time. This poem is a spell. On the other side of things, the constellations pause. Ursa's feet have burned. Pleiades cradles them in their own sacred cold fire. They pause there and enjoy the silence in the opposite void. The constellations peer out, surrounded by swinging tall grass. Pleiades says to Ursa, I got you, too. In months and years of struggle, I reclaim my inner fire. I hold the boundary. I burn hot, licking flames through my teeth. And I tell you, again, my needs. When they all begin to argue, Lumiel hangs up the phone. There will be no argument here. Swift decisions made. Others' surrender of control over his ego, finally given. And yet, Lumiel does not touch the keys to his autonomy. Not fully. Not yet. He waits to see if the surrender is true, and not just for show under watching eyes. And yes, though burned, the mediums had their place. The message was sent. This position is voluntary enough. The constellation Ursa reminded Lumiel of his brilliance and the importance of holding on to one's atmosphere of sacred flame. With love and devotion, Ursa reminded Lumiel of his nature, the giant hot star, expansive and eternally wonderful. The possibility wove itself through space-time. I keep seeing pairs of animals crossing my path, and I know we will leave here safely, just in time. Warded by dragonflies, swooping up mosquitoes before they bite me. Janus of tears on my pillowcase. Silence in the house where everything fell apart. Not X-gender, but Y-gender, in that your gender encompasses a spiritual perspective in which you are eternal and have been everything that has ever existed. Y-gender, in that your gender is your own eternal spirit. Y-gender, as in deeply held spiritual beliefs. My form takes on whatever shape is necessary. I do not fear my own shape. I am not a taxonomy, such as something to be limited by definition. But I am like a tree, growing there, silently, both in the light and in the dark. I saw God glowing on your face, glinting gold, and you looked intently into my face, aching towards yours. And the sea did swallow our city. But again, afterwards, I saw your face. 18 pictures of you, previously collected and now deleted, scraping the remnants of you out of my life so as to not be jump scared. I love you so much, I would allow myself to be changed by you. All these things I can't control, relinquished from my grasp. You tell me you won't leave me in a bad situation. You won't leave yet. And when you go, I would have been changed by you. And by the time I've changed, I want to be able to let you go. I've been seeing them out the corner of my eye. They still exist. Traces of them left across my map. Traces of them. We drive slowly by their car. I see the paint. I remember the paint. I see traces of them out the corner of my eye, all over my map. Heart trying to catch up to the reality where both of us are no longer the same. We are not as we were last we spoke. You, a beard. Me, remembering you telling me I'm not feminine enough. But the irony kills me.